Okay, so this video is going to talk about my new tattoo and describe what the tattoo symbolizes and this kind of thing. So let's begin. The symbolizing of this tattoo is inspiration from the South American slavery in Brazil, obviously with a fantasy twist to the whole thing. And what I mean with this is that you can see that he holding a berimbau, it's a jaguar, and behind him is for a sugar plantation, because it was very famous with for slaves to work with in the sugar plantation platform. The sugar was very expensive at that time in the 700 and 800 in Caribbean and in South America, like Brazil. Very expensive, like the slaves work with it. This symbolizing a kind of a symbolization of this kind of thing is that you can see that one of his foot are chained to the sugar plant, and he play a berimbau. We know that the slaves when they train to fight against the slave owners, they train to the instrument of a berimbau and the drums to train their martial art against the slave owners. And a jaguar is also a very symbol for very powerful resistance and power. So yes, this is a symbolization for all of this. It's like to stand against oppression. And yeah, so there is a reason why I want to do this tattoo with the jaguar. It's a symbolization of to stand against oppression and our slavery and all this kind of thing. So obviously, so it's an inspiration from different things, from slavery, from power, and so on. And yeah, so obviously this is my own. I call this tattoo fantasy slavery. And obviously this name maybe sounds very strange, but what I mean, obviously maybe I have to explain the name, is because it's a simulation of slavery. If you read about slavery, you know that sugar plantation is very symbolizing with slavery, now, especially nowadays. We have modern slavery, and they work with sugar plantation, they work in many different work. And you have old slavery, like the Middle Passage and slavery, and they work with sugar plantation, like sugar for many different things. Like sugar was extremely important for like the preserved food and all these kind of food, like salt. And the berimbau is an instrument originally from Africa that the slaves take with them to Brazil, and they change the instruments a bit. That instrument is very famous for, you see most of the time you see that instrument in capoeira, when they play capoeira. So it's like lots of things. Like a big thing is obviously it's from the Brazilian culture, like the Afro-Brazilian culture. This symbolizing extreme much like the berimbau, the jaguar, the sugar plantation. If we see right away if you know about the instrument. This is berimbau. So it's like because I come from Brazil. So this is my first. This is my first tattoo that have symbolizing from my homeland, from Brazil. And so there's there's all of this kind of all thing together, music, history, and many other things. And yeah, and this is what I really want to say about my new tattoo, about the background behind it, why it is so on this kind of thing, and with the power and the symbolization with it, and why I want to do a tattoo like this. And so it's like they have many different symbolizations about slavery, Brazilian culture, and obviously power and like other inspiration and all things and this kind of thing. And yeah, that's everything I really want to say. So you can say simple that this tattoo is just a inspiration of Brazilian culture, good and bad in the same time. Okay, bye.